From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Tuesday, February 17th. We start with very sad news.
It is with a heavy heart that I inform you that today we lost one of our very own, Officer Brian Elliott.
Today on the News 8 Daily, grief in Beech Grove and a suspect now in custody. First, though, weather this morning. You're going to have isolated areas of fog. It's not going to be nearly as bad as yesterday morning, but there could be some patches out there where it's really thick, hard to see. The good news is we're relatively warm right now. The low's in the mid-50s, and we're going to get to a high of around 58 degrees, so it's going to be another beautiful day ahead.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
A Beech Grove police officer is dead and another is injured after what police are calling an ambush-style shooting. Investigators say 33-year-old Officer Brian Elliott was killed in the line of duty. Beech Grove police say he and another officer responded to a domestic violence call at the Beach Meadow Apartments at around 6 last night. That's near Beech Grove High School. Then police say a gunman opened fire on the officers when they got to the complex. Officer Elliott was declared dead shortly after he was taken to a hospital. The second officer is stable after suffering gunshot wounds. An hours-long manhunt for the suspect followed. Then at around 10:30 p.m., state police said the suspect was in custody. 47-year-old Kenneth Johnson was found just a couple hundred yards away from the shooting scene in a laundry room. State police and IMPD say a community tip helped lead to Johnson's arrest.
Incredible team effort is what I've witnessed, what we've witnessed in the last couple of hours. Moments ago, an alert community member flagged down a police officer and said, hey, something's not right. And they were correct.
But I am so proud of the work that was done today. Showing up and making sure that we bring justice to this family. I'm so encouraged that it was a community member that came forward and absolutely noticed that something wasn't right and flagged an officer down.
Police officers from multiple agencies held a procession for Officer Elliott shortly after he died. We are learning more about Officer Elliott. The mayor of Beech Grove swore him in and onto the force in 2024. The department says he graduated from Beech Grove High School and IUPUI. Elliott also served 4 years with the Marion County Sheriff's Office before he joined the Beech Grove Police Department. At the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, Elliott was an assistant squad leader, an honor grad, and the Glenn Mercer Memorial Award winner for top academic achievement. He is survived by his wife and parents. Officer Brian Elliott was 33 years old. Stay tuned with us on Wish TV Daybreak this morning. Hernan Gutierrez is live outside of the Beech Grove Police Department with the latest information on the case and any updates on how the second officer is doing. Local and state leaders are responding to Officer Elliott's death. Indiana Senator Todd Young posted on X, terribly sad news. Officer Elliott heroically laid down his life in the line of duty. We mourn his loss tonight and think of his family, fellow officers, and the Beech Grove community. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is also paying tribute to Officer Elliott, posting on X, every day police officers put their safety on the line to protect ours. Tonight, Indianapolis mourns the loss of one of these heroes taken from us too soon. Governor Mike Braun also released a statement saying in part, Maureen and I are praying for his family, loved ones, and his brothers and sisters in uniform as they grieve this unimaginable loss. We continue to pray for a full recovery for the second officer injured in tonight's shooting. New memorial signs in Indianapolis pay tribute to two Marion County Sheriff's deputies who died in the line of duty. Over the past week, IMPD dedicated the two signs. One is on East 82nd near 465, and it recognizes Marion County Sheriff's Deputy Gerald Morris. He was killed on January 2nd in 1981 during a robbery. The second sign is at 26th and Capitol. It honors Officer David S. Richards. Richards died after he was shot while pursuing a gang of horse thieves in July of 1879. In Fortville, Haley Busby's grandparents are thanking the community for coming together in support of their family. They spoke to News 8 at the place where Haley used to work. The restaurant held a fundraiser for the family yesterday. News 8's Malia Van Ostrin was there.
Inside the kitchen on Main, every table filled carries a deeper meaning. Neighbors, families, and even Haley's grandparents came to support and remember the place that she loved.
To see a community, a country pulled together where it gives me hope, because we've worked so hard for the last month to bring our baby home, and she's home.
I was so overwhelmed when I came in because it's so beautiful, and the whole community is doing this for Haley and her family. And I really just want to say to everyone, thank you, and that we do love you for loving Hey. Thank you.
Haley Busby worked at the kitchen on Main in Fortville about 3 to 4 times a week for 16 months before her death. Her grandparents say it was her first job, and she saved all of her money from the job for college. She wanted to become a news reporter. Her former employer, who is usually not open on a Monday, hosted a Dine to Donate event in her honor.
It was very important that we, put together some sort of a contribution. Today, all profits from the restaurant are going to Haley's family for whatever, unrestricted use that they may deem necessary. And we're very honored.
Her grandparents say they're overwhelmed with gratitude for all of the people who showed up to the restaurant to support their family. They say being there brought back memories of when Haley would serve them.
I did leave her a $20 tip, which I said she owes me 50% afterwards. But she had a calm about her that you appreciated, and when you walked in, it was like peace, because she touched your heart with just a smile.
The Busbys say they want everyone to know Haley the way they did. They went around the restaurant proudly telling other customers about their granddaughter. They describe her as a kind spirit that would draw people in. People who didn't even know Haley or her family came to show their support, saying her story touched them.
I think it's because it was so close to home. I'm sure this happens everywhere, but for it to be so close to home and so young and such a beautiful young lady. I used to work at the same place that her dad worked, not at the same time, so I know a lot of people that knew him and worked with him. But I just feel for her. It's just touched my heart from the moment that I heard she was missing.
Busby says the family aims to continue to support legislative actions with Haley's Law, a proposed law to change social media rules and expand Amber Alert criteria.
It's time to protect our babies. We can't lose one more baby, or we have failed as a community, as a country. It's time to wake up, America. If it happened to Haley, it can happen to anybody.
In Fortville, I'm Malia Van Ostrand for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
At the State House, an amendment from state Senate Republicans would slash the time allotted for early voting from 28 days before an election to just 16. The Senate Elections Committee approved the amendment yesterday in a 7-2 party line vote. Republican Senator Mike Gaskill added the measure to Senate Bill 1359, which covers how early ballots are scanned by election officials. The committee took no public comment. Gaskill said the committee heard from the public last year when lawmakers considered another bill to shorten the time for early voting. Democratic Senator J.D. Ford was among those criticizing Republicans for the change. Ford posted on Facebook saying, in part, cutting the early voting period nearly in half will hurt Hoosiers with difficult working schedules or transportation issues who rely on the current early voting hours to make their voices heard at the ballot box. When the Indiana consistently ranks near or at the bottom of voter participation, we should be looking to create more opportunities to vote, not limit them. In Rhode Island, police say 2 people are dead after a shooting inside a skating rink during a youth hockey game. The suspect is also dead. Sherelle Hubbard reports.
A youth hockey game at this arena turned deadly Monday afternoon. It took place in Pawtucket, just north of Providence, Rhode Island. Officials say the gunman died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound after firing shots.
It was like pop, and I thought it was balloons, but it just kept going, and it was actually gunshots. And after the gunshots, me and my teammates ran right to the locker room, and we just bunkered up.
We have 3 deceased, the suspect, and then we have 2 victims. And then we have 3 at the hospital that were part of the incident that, no, they were not trampled, that they were shot.
Officials say the gunman appears to have been targeting members of his own family.
You could see some of the parents watching the players kind of roam and could feel and ask them, how are you doing? And you could see the tears starting to come down and the parents hugging their kids.
The shooting rattling an already on-edge community. The hockey rink is about 5 miles north of Brown University's engineering building, where a 48-year-old man killed 2 students and wounded 9 other people in December.
This is devastating. You know, you hear about an event that happened very similar 2 months ago at Brown. It's so shocking. You know, it's heartbreaking.
After the shooting, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee said in a statement online, "I am praying for Pawtucket and everyone involved." I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
At the Winter Olympics in Italy, bobsledder Elena Myers-Taylor makes history. The 41-year-old mother of 2 is now the oldest woman from the United States to ever win gold at the Winter Games. Taylor came from behind in the 4th and final heat last night to win the monobob race. That's where a single driver guides the sled down the track. This is Taylor's 6th Olympic medal overall. That ties her with speed skater Bonnie Blair for U.S. woman with the most Winter Olympic medals. The United States and Canada will once again face off for gold in women's hockey. The U.S. advanced to the finals yesterday with a 5-0 win over Sweden. Canada followed up with a 2-1 semifinal win over Switzerland. This will be the 7th gold medal matchup between Canada and the U.S. in the 8 Winter Olympic Games where women's hockey has been contested. Let's get to the Olympic medal count. After yesterday's events, the U.S. remains behind Norway and Italy with 19 total medals. Norway has the most at 28. Host nation Italy has 23. When it comes to gold medals, the U.S. has 6. Italy has 8. Norway tops the list with 12. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordell. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.